History in the making after stops in Cuba, Washington, D.C., and New York. Pope Francis is just hours away from arriving in Philadelphia. This is a News 8 Chronicles papal visit. Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'm Kim Lemon. Tonight we are getting you ready for Pope Francis's first visit to Philadelphia. So whether you are seeing him in person or watching from the Susquehanna Valley, right now you are looking live at Madison Square Garden in New York City, where the Pope is celebrating Mass. The theme of the Mass, peace and justice. This is the Pope's last event in New York City. Tomorrow morning he will arrive in Philadelphia. Now, News 8 has a team of reporters in Philadelphia to capture the history and all the excitement as it happens. News 8's Matt Barcaro joins us live. Matt?
Kim, this will be a big moment for Philadelphia and a big moment for Pennsylvania. We're coming to find out just how big of a production this is turning out to be. There are two main scenes that will be a part of Pope Francis's visit to the city. The first one tomorrow will be at Independence Hall, where he will give a speech on immigration and freedom. 30,000 people are expected to pack the mall to see that happen live. And then on Sunday, the Pope will give an open-air Mass on the Ben Franklin Parkway. 1 million or more people expected for that. So as you can imagine, this city has been buzzing for days about this trip, and we wanted you to be able to feel what it's like to be part of this gathering crowd. The Pope Francis frenzy is in full swing in Philadelphia.
This is the closest I think I'll ever get to the Pope, so I'm so excited.
Everywhere you turn,
Vatican flags, Pope t-shirts.
everywhere you look,
Hey, get your flags and pins, guys.
signs of the Pontiff's impending visit are all you see.
We drove from Ohio to get here, and we can't wait to see him, yeah.
Catholics have been gathering all week at the City Convention Center for the World Meeting of Families. It's the reason Pope Francis planned his first U.S. trip. But there is truly a global feel here. We found people from Cameroon and Brazil who flew all the way to Philly to try to catch a glimpse of Francis.
It's the Pope, you know? Who doesn't want to be next to the saint?
And before they leave, they will likely take a token of their trip with them. And with this popular Pope, anything sells.
This is a solar-powered Pope. You sit it in the sun, and the hand will continue to wave. It will just wave nonstop.
And that Pope Francis souvenirs, all of them, they are the hottest tickets in town. We met one vendor who came all the way from Indiana just to sell Pope Francis buttons. Also, gift shops in the city are staying open hours later than normal to accommodate all the demand for the Pope Francis things that are for sale. Everyone, it seems, Kim, wants a piece of this Pope, right?
The solar-powered Pope is hysterical. That's great. All right, thank you, Matt.
Absolutely.
Now, the Pope's visit to Philadelphia will be one of the largest security efforts in the state's history. News 8's Barbara Barr talked with those who are keeping everyone safe.
Security measures in the works for months are now on full display.
I don't believe we're in an increased threat level. A lot of this is, you know, just the nature of heads of state, world leaders, things like that. You really take their security very seriously.
The Pope's visit is considered a national special security event run by the Secret Service. Its scope will test those in charge of safety.
As security folks, we would love everything to be indoors, but a room with one door. But, you know, the outdoor events are a little bit more challenging.
At Independence Mall, now being decked out for the Pope's address.
We've got over 3,000 soldiers and airmen.
Major Rob Sperling explains the National Guard's role.
We're manning traffic control points throughout the city and some of the surrounding area. We're helping with medical response as needed, and also providing some, you know, out on the streets, helping people get to where they need to go.
Some 3,000 Guard members now patrol the streets. The first security checkpoints are up, and there's much, much more. There's a very visible law enforcement presence now in the city, but there's even more that you can't see.
We're doing our homework, you know, and, you know, we're making ourselves aware of possible threats and or possible disturbances.
Plans months in the making that will now be put to the test. In Philadelphia, Barbara Barr, News 8.
Pope Francis honored the victims of the 9/11 attacks today with an interfaith ceremony at the September 11th Museum. NBC's Chris Pallone joins us live right now from New York City. Chris?
Yeah, hi, Kim. You know, the Pope today has really covered a lot of ground all across Manhattan, literally attending events all day from one tip of the island to the other. But perhaps the most poignant, the most touching moment of the day came when the pontiff went to Ground Zero. It's something that he insisted on doing. When this trip was being planned and he knew he was coming to New York City, he made it a point that he wanted to go to the memorial. He wanted to go to the area where the Twin Towers once stood. He wanted to meet with victims' families, and that's what he did today.
In the midst of a chaotic whirlwind visit to New York City, some moments of quiet reflection for Pope Francis. A midday visit to the city's most hallowed ground, the September 11th Memorial in Lower Manhattan, a spot the pontiff specifically wanted to visit during his time here. He prayed and met with families of those who died in the nation's most devastating terrorist attack, speaking solemnly about what happened here 14 years ago and its significance to the world.
Where thousands of lives were taken in a senseless act of violence and destruction. You can feel the pain here.
While the memorial represents pain and sadness to many, Pope Francis said family members of those lost symbolize the other face of the attack, the face of the power of love and of remembrance.
A memory that does not leave us empty. On behalf of so many loved ones.
Now, before leaving the 9/11 Memorial and Museum today, the Pope was walked through some of the exhibits there. He saw a Bible that was found in the wreckage of the Twin Towers, also a couple of beams that had been fused in the shape of the cross. He was accompanied by Archbishop Timothy Dolan here of New York City. You could tell that the Pope was moved by the entire experience. Live in New York, I'm Chris Pillow. Kim, back to you.
All right, our thanks to you, Chris. We want to share with you the schedule of the biggest events this weekend in Philadelphia. The Pope is expected to arrive at 9:30 tomorrow morning. News 8's Mike Straub will be at the airport and bring you the arrival live on News 8 today. The Pope will celebrate Mass at the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul at 10:30. That Mass will be live streamed on WGAL.com. Tomorrow, Pope Francis will give a speech at Independence Hall at 4:45. He's expected to speak about religious freedom and immigration. Governor Wolf will be speaking prior to the Pope's speech. There will be a papal parade on the Ben Franklin Parkway before the Pope attends the Festival of Families concert, and that concert is at 7:30. Performers include Andrea Bocelli and Aretha Franklin. And then on Sunday, before he celebrates Mass, the Pope will take part in another parade on the Ben Franklin Parkway. And then on Sunday, the Pope will celebrate Mass. You can see that live on WGAL's digital channel 8.2 and also live streaming on WGAL.com. The News 8 Storm Team is keeping an eye on the forecast for the Pope's visit, especially on Sunday. Here's News 8's Chief Meteorologist Joe Calhoun.
Well, Kim, it's a very close call in terms of rain getting in toward Philadelphia by late on Sunday in time for the Mass with the Pope. Let me show you what we've been tracking. It's a storm. You can see the circulation back over parts of the Carolinas and the southeast. What it's doing, though, is promoting a very strong onshore flow down around the Carolinas, torrential rains. We've even had some tornadoes down there. But for us, we have high pressure over us that's blocking that precipitation. And I think that'll be the case for Philadelphia through the day tomorrow. But there'll be a northeasterly breeze, but a pretty comfortable day in the mid-70s. I think as we get into the day on Sunday, the clouds will thicken and gradually some light rain will work its way into Philadelphia, rain or drizzle later on in the day. So we'll time it out for you. I think Saturday's a good day, 70s, a little breezy though. Low 70s, could hold in the 60s if the rain comes in faster, but I do think it'll be in time for the Papal Mass at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that forecast here on News 8.
All right, thank you, Joe. The News 8 Chronicle papal visit continues next. Coming up, News 8's Matt Barcaro talks with the leader of the Harrisburg Diocese.
What has surprised you about him?
His answer and what Bishop Gaynor believes will be a benefit of the Pope's visit.